Okay, so we are going to play our first game against Aviral. Did I pronounce that right? Why am I acting like some foreigner? Okay, so Queen's Gambit accepted. That's the name of this opening. This was the Gambit pawn, and he accepted it. He took the pawn. It's fair to take it and to not take it, but typically people don't take the pawn because you're giving up control of the central square. You don't have a pawn in the center anymore. Okay, you have this, but what is it really? I don't want to play too fast. I don't want to intimidate my opponent, but I want to keep this video to under 10 minutes. 10, 11 minutes is the maximum time that I can easily upload. So what we have here is a pawn that is going to be taken eventually. He's a pawn up, but it's only temporary. You're going to get this back. In addition, I'm trying to target this pawn over here. So he's rightfully holding on to it with his two pieces. Very good. I'm going to just take this one so that now the score is even, and let's see how this position pans out. What tactical motifs are at play here? Nothing special, but you can say this is a loose piece, so that's something to bear in mind going forward into the game. This is also a bit of a weakness as well as that one. And because both of those are weaknesses, brutes both at the same time. Double attack. So now we're gonna go for the check. Yeah, we're gonna go for the check because, that's the way we're gonna play with Aviral type of players. We're not going to try to just play safe. We're going to try to be a bit greedy. I want to be greedy here. So my goal is to checkmate. Okay? Checkmate at any cost. That's the way to play the game. And right now, there is no mate, but I should try to make things spicy. And I'm going to try to just keep this king like a sitting duck in the middle. Okay? That's what I want him to feel. I want him to feel like, oh my god, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Oh. I'm just joking, okay? He's playing very well. He's playing very well. Excellent chess. That's a good move. That's a good move. According to Sri Sri Ravi Shankar, blaming a player is a demonic quality. Blaming is demonic. Praising is divine. So I'm going to praise everything I can since I want to be divine. Although truly, you can only be divine in essence if you are. You can't be thinking that I want to be so and hence I'm going to be doing it. Anyway, enough gyan. No one wants to hear that, right? Everyone wants masala, action. So let's see. We have a loose piece here and we have a vulnerable king there. Ideally, if the queen could check here, then you would be able to win the bishop, but you can't because the rook's in the way, and there's no easy way to get that out of the way. So let's just skip that plan. Um, he is planning some forking moves here. It's a pretty good move. I'm praising my opponent. Good move. I will... What should I do? I guess I'll just check him. By checking him, I'm guarding the square, so the knight can't come there. And I'm buying myself a little bit of time to reorient my plan. Yeah, Even good players need to kind of reorient themselves from time to time. Ooh. Now I'm sensing tactical possibilities. Because you see, this queen is still x-raying the king. And if any piece were to drop into my nest over here, I could take it and the pawn wouldn't be able to take back. So I'm going to tickle him and see if he bites. See if he moves his knight here. I don't know if I would necessarily play this move. Okay, okay. He's going a different route, and that's a good move, I think. So what should we do? If we take the piece and he takes back, then what's my plan? I'll have to castle. And actually, if I castle, you could end up with that Greek gift scenario that Depine was explaining. Bishop sack, knight check, and then queen here. So castling is actually kind of dangerous in its own funny little way. What can my bishop do? I want to keep the game exciting, but this is really risky. Okay, I'm gonna play it simple. I'm scared, Baba. I'm scared. Scared of what he might do. With a pesky knight in the middle, you never know, man. You can never. You should never underestimate the knight. They're very tricky. And in fact, all his pieces are quite tricky right now. So I'm going to play a little bit of a safe move here. Safe play from Ashwin. Defensive. He needs to defend the ball right now. I could take the pawn at some point, but I'm not really too eager about it. I want to just keep things under control first. See, this move here now protects me from castling. Now I can castle without any tension about the Greek gift sacrifice. Pawn here makes all the difference. Why? Because there is no follow-up knight move. Because the pawn will be able to take that piece. That's the key reason for this. Not only, oh, he fell into my nest. As I said, someone would fall in. I knew, see, when you have the tactics set up, magic just happens. I am love, and the divine just comes to me. So that must have definitely shell-shocked Aviral. How is he going to bounce back from this? That's a real test of character, actually, how you bounce back. Because, you know, it's like getting hit for a six suddenly out of nowhere when you didn't expect it. How do you bounce back as a bowler from that? Do you just get flustered? Do you get defensive, or what do you do? So far so good. Pretty good response here so far. What am I gonna play? See, I could check him and he won't be able to take it with the bishop. That seems like a fairly exciting move to make. Or I could keep the rook, the queen here. I'm gonna check him. Okay, this video has already gone over 10 minutes or about to go over 10 minutes, so we might have to split it into two parts. No worries. It's a tough game. He's playing well. Okay, I am +6 up, but I don't want to just simplify the game and win. That's so weak. You have to play a complex game, a game which makes your opponent think, wow, he's so good. Okay. What to do, man? I don't see anything great to do. So I'm gonna just retain some tension. Just the same as I was retaining some tension with the queen and the pawn and the king. Now I'm retaining tension with the queen and the bishop and the king. Just keeping some pinning pressure. Long term, it's a long term stock. I'm going long on this investment. Now, what do I want to do? If I think of my other pieces as stocks, this stock is really just not doing anything. And even this one, really not doing much. So, okay. So he's gotten annoyed by the knight. It just somehow bothered him, it seems like. So he wanted to move it around. That's not necessarily a very good move. You shouldn't get annoyed by pieces unless they're actually doing something. You should have probably found a more useful move. Something to maybe relieve the spin, for example. Okay, so we still have the pin. And now we're going to put a little bit of pressure here. Yeah. See, when you make pins and you keep pins on the board, magic happens. That's the nature of chess. And what you're about to see is magic. First, a little bit of a kick to this bishop, and then pawn up again to win this bishop, which can no longer move because it's pinned. So, oh fuck, I could have just taken it already because the bishop was undefended. See, this is a mistake of premeditation. I had a premeditated plan. I didn't see the immediate simpler opportunity. Perhaps it doesn't make a difference anyway, but see, it cost me. It cost me, and this is. I can check him. But yeah, I'm not happy with myself for that because I made a newbie error of sorts. It happens even to the best. Okay, so this is, you should always, you can't just invite these pins. Pins, and you're asking for trouble. Let's take this out first. Let's play it properly for a change. Let's just take this out first, and then we will move this here or this here. So whenever you have a pin, you're vulnerable. Something will always come up and take you. See, I pinned him 3 times, his king. One time with his rook or bishop in the way, one time with his pawn in the way, and now with his rook in the way. This is tactics. Tactics. And now a fork. I mean, it's a good idea. Aviral is a bit of a counter-attacker. When he sees that things are not going his way, he tries to change the flow of the game, and that's a good move. That's a good idea, good instinct. And now we have the checkmate. We always got to take checkmate when we see it, else we play badly. So, wonderful mate here because you covered all his squares and this pawn is covering this square. So